there's always an altered state of things, right? And I think a huge part of that is because that's where it began. There was nothing, and then there was something. As soon as something happened, nothing could no longer exist.
Okay. I just hate the idea of nothing being a starting point because how the fuck does nothing
Hmm.
turn to something?
That is what's crazy and
I
what
like
makes
the
it
idea that
romantic.
period that there was just always something because that just makes the most
But where did
sense.
that come from?
Yeah,
It
but what
didn't come from anywhere.
It had to come from something. It can't just be there.
Why? It is just there because that's how it just is.
see, if it just is, then it came from nothing.
I
Because
see
nothing
what you're
was.
trying to say because you're saying it came from nothing because it's there, but that's not the same. That's two different nothings. Like nothing put it there. Like I see what you're trying to say, but that's not what we're characterizing. Like no,
But
it's
that's
not the
essentially what
same
the
nothing.
idea is. That's the only way your mind can perceive it, right? Because
See,
it's like you're trying to do this math equation, right? Because you're like, you can't do 0 plus 0 and get 1. Like that doesn't make sense. But like, it's not. It's really 0 plus 1. We don't really know what the 1 is, or how the 1 came to be, but it was 0, got added 1, and now it became infinity.
okay. Stupid fucking movies or shows where they
Hmm.
show these aliens that became so fucking smart that they got enlightened and they were able to do so much shit.
Hmm.
I
Because
I I want to see that shit happen. Like, okay, when I say see that shit happen, to me that shit is stupid. You know how people say God created us in His image?
yeah.
Okay, let's say there's some truth to that. What the fuck else would He create us from? You can only create stuff that you've seen or interacted with before. Your imagination will never. Your imagination is always going to come from something you've taken from before. You will never create something so unique. Everything you've created is based off something you've experienced. So, like when people picture aliens, you cannot picture something that you haven't experienced or seen. It's always based off of something you've experienced or seen.
Hmm.
So when people picture aliens, they picture them in their image or something they've seen image. Would be insane and would change everything if there was an alien that showed up that's something that we could never perceive of ever seeing and it showed up when we see it. And that would open up so much shit. Like
Hmm.
like I can understand the premise of your mind opening after seeing something like that because of all you've seen, and then you see something you just didn't think you could see, or like you would never have thought of yourself. It's and because it's I think it's impossible to imagine something completely unique. You can't really. You can't. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you can't.
It's very it
Not
is
that it's
very
hard. I'm pretty sure
difficult.
that's impossible. You
It's
can't.
I
Your
would say
imagination is not this strong.
I would say it's impossible for a normal human brain to perceive of something or to imagine something they have not experienced in some way. Now, I don't know how that is to how that compares to drug-induced brains or schizophrenic brains, because it's like, because the way I picture it, right? Like, you can't imagine something you haven't seen or experienced. Everything you see or experience is just like all these electrical waves in your head, basically, right? You see it through the lights that bounce through your eye into your retina, and they get changed into electrical signals that go through your head. So every thought that you have, every image that you see is an electrical signal in your brain. With schizophrenia, a lot of those signals get fucked up and mixed up. So, like, could you potentially get a random signal that brings some unique perspective that then changes how you perceive the world for a moment, that brings in a momentary glimpse of something you've never experienced? or a drug-induced brain, where like if you take DMT, for example, or like acid, and you're hallucinating heavy, could you then see things like for the most part it's pulling from your brain, so you're going to see things that you have experienced, but because your signals are now being more random and more open in ways they weren't normally, would you be able to perceive of something unique that way?
The reason I don't think that's the case is because, well, okay, I feel like, and maybe I could be completely wrong, but if you're doing that, if you're doing drugs, a lot of people on drugs will remember. Okay, maybe I wouldn't remember, but like I could, like, usually you talk about your shit after, and like, how would you? I feel like if you see it, if you or they would draw it, and those people do draw, and no one's drawn anything that was like,
Mm.
maybe they couldn't draw it, but like, I don't know, because if you see it and they can draw, you should be able to draw this thing, and then other people could see it. So that's why I'm like,
I
I
mean,
don't
they
know.
they could never think of something 100% unique that no one in the world. It always draws some sort of
Basis.
comparisons
That's what
to
I'm saying.
something
That's what I'm
else.
saying.
Maybe over
And
time
by the
it'll
way,
still become higher and higher percentage of something more unique. But
It's
even
like a
then, once
jigsaw
you
puzzle.
once you perceive it, then it then becomes not unique.
and that's why I'm saying this. This is kind of. By the way, this philosophy is that's a philosophy from. I did a thing on it before. I mean, I had those thoughts before, but I just want, like, when we do these podcasts, and if we are talking about something that we know has been like researched heavy before, or even theory thought of, we should probably,
Yeah,
mention those.
yeah,
But what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I have this really fucked up experiment that I wanted to,
yeah.
like, obviously I'd never do this, but like,
Yep.
so we found a, it's it's possible that we can find a blind baby, a blind baby, and
Hmm.
teach it.
And cut 5 seconds before this conversation. Okay, go.
Yeah.
Done.
and and
And teach it.
and no, you don't teach it.
Oh.
You teach it very minimal thing. Like, once you teach it any, like, if you teach it too much, then it learns about the world. Okay, that's exactly what you don't want. You want to teach it enough so that it can, not that it, you don't even want it to really know. You want to teach it enough that the only like the conversation you have with it is very minimal, as in, like, you wouldn't actually teach it. You would just teach it, like, okay, if it
To
food,
survival.
water, like, yeah, and like, and then you would teach it to like draw, but you would never let it experience anything, and then we see what the fuck it draw.
That would be pretty crazy. You said they're blind?
Yes,
They would
And
draw
you'd like
stuff
because
based
if
on
it
their
sees, we're
feeling,
fucked. If it
whatever they
sees, we're
feel.
fucked.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just it becomes you have to have at least 100 little blind kids because like if that blind kid can't draw well,
Fucking, we wasted. We wasted. This shit sucks.
right?
Okay,
'Cause then doesn't it change like how much of their perception you can tell if what they're drawing is further from what their actual perception is because you can't
or
read in their mind.
we take them. We take a non-blind baby, but we keep them in darkness.
Like in a
Okay,
dark room forever and then like
and then when it's time to draw, turn the light on, and it's just a room full of space, just a room full of fucking space. And they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then they draw.
my fucking
Use
eyes.
your imagination to draw, and it would really, in this experiment, would really tell what they'd be able to draw, because if they only draw the fucking box around them, this fucking experience of failure as well.
Are they allowed to use colors?
We would give them
They
colors
don't
without
know
telling them
anything
what
about
colors even
colors.
are. But yeah, We could give them colors, but that would fuck them up too.
Yeah,
Like, but
like
that'd be fine. That'd be fine though, because as
pretty
long as
interesting.
just use your imagination to draw. I just wonder what they would fucking draw, dude. And I would hope they wouldn't like as soon as they see something like that's all they could like think of to draw.
And you have to have them draw like with just like plain black pen, colors, and a self-portrait. That's like something I
What do you
wouldn't
mean a self? Why would you have them draw a self portrait?
because they can see like the rest of their body, right?
I would prefer we had a way. Okay, so like when we let them out, they're they draw. The only thing they'd be able to see their hands. They'd be like in a box with their head with a hole in the top, and then holes for their arms to come out and draw. So they'd only see the only thing they'd actually see is their hands. Because I don't want them to see the rest of their body.
That's cool. That works. Because I just want to know what I want to know what their sense of self is when because there's no mirror or anything, right? So they've never seen themselves. So I wonder what that sense of self becomes. Like, what do they think their body even looks like based on purely what they're feeling? Because now you get to see like, one, can they imagine anything, right? And then now, can they imagine anything that's not like completely unique when they've only been giving these things? And then now, when they have a body that they can constantly feel, that they've constantly been inside of itself, can they even imagine that accurately?
Look,
Even
blind
if
guy draws self portrait.
what blind guy does, is that what you said?
Yeah, that did it.
Oh, this guy that did it? How was it?
Um,
He gets to feel himself though too, right? So he probably did it off of like how he feels his face.
oh yeah, I mean he's older. He looks like he's in his 40s, 50s.
So it's
Trying to find
probably
the picture.
pretty decent. Now imagine like
You
No,
drew like a blind man.
it's
Like,
not. It's very interesting.
is in the chat.
just it would just really suck to have kidnapped the blind or baby period, and they ruin your experiment, not being able to draw or like waste your time. Then you release them to the world and they're like,
That's not
I'm
the
the
whole
kid
thing.
who
Actually.
had no sense of self and had to try to draw things and never saw anything until I was 15. 8.
This is the full thing.
Oh
The
yeah, it's
fuck?
terrible. It's because you
See,
can't.
I just feel like you can't.
Which I guess is very hard. It's hard to tell like where the next
Yeah, you
line.
don't know perspective on the paper.
Yeah.
That'd be hard. You'd have to have someone that knows like how to perfectly draw on paper while not being able to see it.
Well,
Dude,
not
or
thing.
we have
Life.
okay, I fixed our problem. We have someone who draws for people, like they
Can they
draw
describe it
and
to
then the
me?
person describes it
You do that for
and
kids
we
all the
hear what they
time.
describe. Now, the problem with that is the person
Person
drawing is
drawing is
going to be,
biased towards whatever they've seen.
yeah. But we can record what this person described, and then that'd be it, and keep that. Even just his thoughts, like without him ever seeing anything, even his own body, his thoughts on what he thinks, like hearing unique. Imagine hearing unique thoughts from someone who's never seen anything. That'd be insane. Like, even if you didn't draw it, you'd be like, I wonder what you think of. You could even ask him questions like, what would you use to hold your food, your water? Like, what would you? Maybe he wouldn't make a fork, dude. Maybe he'd fucking. I don't know. I can't think of what he would think of. Would
Yeah.
be really lame if they just like
Well, a lot of people
knew. Like they just drew stuff that was like in the world, and you're just like, man, it's in our genes. Shit.
I mean, for the most part, that's probably not going to be the case, especially because, like, you're saying you're only teaching them minimal things. So, language is going to play a huge kind of issue because a lot of people, they did tests with blind and deaf people with different language things. And, like, they did, um, they did like a deaf colony and tested different sign languages and how they came up with sign languages. And, like, a lot of times the signs ended up being kind of similar, but for the most part it's all like really really learned. So like if say a group of people got together and we started speaking English, and a group of people got together and they started like speaking Chinese, right? Like the next group of people, so the next group of Englishmen, their cues towards the English created is significantly higher. So it's like your genes start taking priority of this like made up language because it keeps getting um perpetuated in a sense. So then the next like generations can pick up on those things more. So now when you're talking about this person that's blind and has no sense of language, for the most part, they tend to create their own to try to like come up with things. Because think about how they're going to be able to think every day, right? If they only have a few words, when they get really bored and hopefully not too insane, they're going to try to like talk to themselves in their head. But if you don't teach them any
You don't have a
like,
language to how do you talk to
yeah,
yourself?
it's going to be very very, yeah, exactly. So
It'd be weird.
they're gonna suck, and they
Imagine
will.
like yeah, talking to yourself. Like I always talk to myself in my head, like everyone does. You're like
But you couldn't talk to
consciousness,
yourself.
quote
You
unquote
just have to like,
consciousness. But
No,
fuck.
no, you do talk to yourself. That's the
But
issue.
I mean, yeah, you would. But I mean, how would you? Like,
what does it
Exactly.
sound
It would.
like? Like what is it,
Hmm.
or what do you perceive it as?
I mean, we had to do it before. I mean, caveman ooga booga did.
Hmm. But then, how are you gonna have, especially with like an interpreter drawing, right? How would he be able to describe anything to the interpreter? What
Yeah,
language?
because we minimally taught him anything. You're right. Now okay. I have another fucked up thing. I don't. Okay,
And cut. Okay,
this is
cool.
something I shouldn't say. I haven't been recording anything, but this
I've
is
been
something I
recording
shouldn't
this whole
say.
time. Ever,
Really?
ever since Tyan
The-
That's
said
so
it.
fun.
Got 18 minutes
oh,
of this
Good
shit.
job. Good job,
I
Brandon.
really feel like I shouldn't say this now, but
No,
Yeah,
it's fine.
I said
It's
cut,
fine.
I
dude.
just it's like okay. I wonder how they would experience pain. Like,
It would
sure,
hurt.
I mean, okay. Like, I know how they'd experience pain, but now I'm just thinking of like,
If
okay,
they say "ow,"
like, I mean, but okay, would they think, like, how would, sure, they're gonna scream or something, but would they be like, ow, this is wrong? Or would they be like, trying to understand what the fuck just happened? They just decked this thing in the chest, right? I'm calling it a thing now. I am just separating myself from the humanity so it doesn't hurt as much for me. It makes it acceptable for me to do it.
Oh,
Decking it in the chest, would
hmm.
it be like it would know something was wrong, but
Hmm.
would it know why or
No,
would
but
it?
it would try to find out.
Yeah, but okay. So like you I hit it in the chest.
Hmm.
I let it get back up. It looks at me. Does it back away the next time I try to deck it in the chest?
Doesn't know you're about to deck in the
Well,
chest. Can't see.
they can't see.
He's just gonna know that something hit it. Doesn't
Yeah.
know a
So
person hit it.
what you'd have to do is make like a sound, like say you said like bump, and then punch them in the chest real hard. The next time you say bump, there will
They'll
be a
yeah.
response.
Same thing with like what is it called when you teach dogs with the bell to eat food?
Yeah, because now it's all
Similar
just
thing.
brain learning. Now it's just like because your question's like, do they experience pain and all that stuff? That's all
I
brain.
mean, yeah. I mean, I know they experience pain. I'm just wondering, like, so like you do this. Do they have their own way of thinking? Like, so
Yeah,
like,
Pavlov. Yeah, it's like
is
a
this
Pavlov thing.
wrong? Or like,
No.
can they do? Can they?
They'll
I
understand
hate.
that it's harming themselves.
Yeah, but like, okay, then do they like? I hate. Like, how will they like?
Oh, would they resent it or
Like,
something like that?
yeah, like you know what I mean? Like, how
I think
would
that's
these
like
naturally
50-50
come
kind
up?
of thing. I don't think it's 100% gonna be one thing. They could be either scared of it or they could try to fight back or something. It
Mhm.
could be multiple
For
different
the,
types of emotions.
For the most part, it's probably going to be scared because
Scared
they
and
are
defensive,
blind.
yeah, because they don't
Yeah,
know.
see,
they don't know
I'm
what's.
imagining something really fucked up where like it feels it, it quickly understands. Like not okay. When I say quickly understands, like it quickly when it doesn't understand, but it quickly realizes, okay, not again. And then it looks at itself. Maybe it can't look at itself. I don't know. And then it tries to do that to me instantly. Like weird cock head, like stupid ass movie like thing. But like, and I just wonder if it would be like like sure this shit hurt. I don't want it to happen to me again. But like now I want to try. Like
Well,
that's what I'm
they don't
thinking.
know what you did. All they feel is a force on their wherever they're getting hit.
Well, I'm saying we give it like not the non-blind. Okay, it sees me.
Oh,
Like this is the first day it sees the space, and like after it drew something, next day is like this.
is this like
It
a
sees.
grown up person?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's a full grown-up person.
No. It's not grown up, but a grown up person walks in the room.
Oh, well, that's you can just think about children, right? Like if you
No,
children will
because
just
those
get
other children weren't walked
jacked.
in a goddamn black room, not like
Children
learning.
can't take a punch from a grown ass man.
no, I'm saying you can think about children though. If you punched a child in the chest, what is their response? Well,
Gonna
it can
cry and get
vary.
scared.
Yeah, or some of them will get mad and try to punch you. Which ones get mad and try to punch you?
Yeah, but those also have seen and had language taught to them and understand
Language
taught
doesn't
Hitting?
from a young
matter.
Oh,
age.
no. The pain stimulus, the survival circuits has
That's
nothing to
all
do with
different. Yeah.
language. Those are all separate. You getting hit, you feeling a stimulus, and that your brain telling you like, yo, that hurt, yo, this is affecting my body in this type of way. That is not even related to language. You do not need a language to understand that. You will shy away depending and like abuse children, right? Like because they don't understand like this is what's also hard. You're saying you're feeding this child and stuff, right? So this
No,
child,
but he doesn't know I'm feeding him. That would be years of blackness.
yeah, but I'm saying the child is gonna try the their brain is still gonna try to piece the world around them. Just because they don't understand fully and cannot see or like whatever the issue is, doesn't mean they're not constantly trying to figure out things from details in the world. So like just because like how are you masking each person so they're completely different? Are you making sure that's the case? Because for them all they know is this little black room and this one person that comes in and out of it. This
I'm
one.
not. I'm saying like no one even. I like okay. I understand what you're saying. I agree, but like in my scenario, like a person would even go in, you just shove food through like a slot or something, and that thing would have to like. It'd be really hard, but hopefully it figures out that you need to eat that. Of course, from a young age, like you'd have to feed it, but like
Yeah, it's
I don't
yeah,
know. I
because
guess you're right. Something would have, but it wouldn't remember that. It wouldn't remember that those years, those early years where someone's coming in and feeding it. I don't think someone would
you
remember that.
it's not about remembering though. Like think about this, right? Your personality right now is made up of all the experiences in your past, whether you remember them or not. So when people say like what you don't know doesn't hurt you, I hate that shit. Like I don't remember most of my childhood and it definitely affected the fuck out of me. Like you just because and that's what sucks cuz like human beings cannot survive as a baby on their own. So already from birth, their environment has to be fed to them. And then they become this little like um I don't know, this little absorbent sponge of fucking environment and then depending on the type of sponge you get, which is your genes, you now get um Sponge was a shitty analogy, but you now get like this new mechanism, right? So when you're saying like, oh, if this child literally exists in like a vacuum, essentially is what you're trying to put them in. Like if they just existed in a vacuum and grew, how would they perceive the world? Like they just wouldn't be able to perceive that much because there's just nothing given to
Nothing to
them to
perceive.
put out. Yeah, like um, it's kind of with your idea, right? Like if they don't have anything, if there was no somethings for them, like how are they going to return something? They don't know what exists. But as they're sitting there alone in the darkness, you're wondering like, would they be able to think of something or imagine something? But like, what could they imagine?
Yeah, but they're our best shot at getting something. You know what I mean? Because you would never be able to get that from someone else.
But
So even if it'd be, the chances are low, yes, like very low. But like
no,
that's
I
the
think
only way
I
I
think
could
you're
think
right.
of. That's the only
Very
way I could think
possible.
of anything being uniquely drawn.
No,
Or
the more I think about it, I think it's literally impossible for human beings. As far as for God, I think it's different, or the idea of God. Maybe there's some
that's a
similarities.
whole nother can of beans
Yeah.
about that guy. I don't know about that guy.
But as far as like humans go, like I don't think there's a way for 100% uniquely drawn idea because if you do give that condition of a vacuum child, they they can't perceive anything. You can see microcosms of it in like North Korea, right? In North Korea, there's no word for freedom. It's one of the biggest reasons so many of them are like stuck in that state. Because think about it, right? If you've lived in a if you've lived in a country that didn't have a word for freedom, how do you perceive what freedom is? Right? You're just
You can't
like
explain it to them because there's no translation.
there's no translation. You're
Like,
just like,
oh,
oh,
we just used to say, oh, yeah,
we don't have
we don't have to stay here.
yeah.
We
You
can do
can
what we want.
do whatever you want. What?
And they're just
What are you
mind blown.
It's like, no, you can't. They'd probably just think, no, you can't. You can't do whatever you want. Because why would they be able to think they can do whatever they want? There's no idea of freedom.
Hmm.
It's like, no, you. Humans fucking suck.
No, dude, they're awful.
Poor program, reboot, please.
Exactly. Alt F4. Get me out, dude.
I'm kind of mad about the not being not being able to fucking have an actual. Okay, what if we fed the baby through a tube and kept it in a state until it was old enough to do things on its own? So then it never saw anything.
Hmm.
It
Like, it's
wouldn't
a
be. Then
fully
it just
functioning
would.
baby. It can talk, it can hear, it can see, but it's stuck in a vacuum of just darkness. It somehow gets this nutrition, and then after like 20, 30 years, you just let it out. What you're saying?
Dude, that'd be a good ass.
That'd be.
They'd be dead.
Yeah, I
Like
don't think
at
they'd
the
They
function.
probably just
at
die
the
from
end,
fucking. Okay, we
isolation
gotta feed them,
insane
give them their vaccines
insanity.
and shit when they're young, obviously. Or they're gonna take the stuff outside and just die from the freaking the Rona.
It's unlucky, dude. It's unlucky.
Yeah, you can't
Humans are
like
so fragile.
most people can't even survive alone. Like you put somebody in what is that? The
Sensory
desensitization?
deprivation.
Yeah. In a sensory deprivation
They fucking go
chamber, there's a
crazy.
limit. Yeah, you can't even and that's with thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine if you like couldn't think of words to think. Like why would your brain even want to move on? It's not getting any
Well, that
stimulus.
might be
Would
interesting
they
though
really? I
because
wonder. Would they really go crazy because they would have never had it from the beginning?
maybe we would go crazy because we
We have
know
so many
about stuff. If you don't know about
uh
If you
anything,
don't know about it and don't even know that you could have something else to talk to or
all you know is
contact,
like,
you've always had nothing.
well,
So
you
it's
don't
just
really
like,
even know. You don't really know
would you
anything. You
still go
just
oh,
crazy?
maybe you don't go crazy, but you just think your existence is nothing. So what would you perceive outside of the nothingness of your box? Right? Because like you would think that is existence.
Would you
Or
understand that something else is giving you food though, or would you think it's just
no,
appearing?
you would just think it's disappearing because there's no like, because that's like a crazy thing about humans too, right? Like maybe he could divine that there's some like spirit that brings him something, but how? You have no word for spirit, you have no word for
You don't
gods,
have
you
any
have
idea
no
of it.
idea of any of these things. You were just born, and from the day you were born to 30 years later, this is what has happened
Like
every
just
single time.
tube fed. Like
It's just like, oh, this is life.
you're
That's
just
it.
there.
There's nothing else is supposed to happen. Because why would you think anything else is supposed to
The more I think about it, the more I think this experiment's useless. The subject would just not be able to do anything you'd want it to do.
Nope, I don't think so.
And it
Yeah.
wouldn't
It'd have to be a
it'd
lot
just be
more. It has to be like very specific on what you're looking to find, or something like that, where they're just like in a vacuum
you're
from
stuck no
birth.
matter what having to teach it at least enough. And once you teach it enough, it's still
It's already
you
over.
might learn a little bit, but it's already corrupted. It's really
Even when it's freaking a fetus, it's getting corrupted.
hmm
So like the mom would have to be. It would have to be like a man-made baby.
and we can't even do
It'd
that,
have to
right?
it would have to
Because
just be.
even if you clone something, you still have to. The clone would be made through
Well,
like
I'm saying it would have to not be inside of an actual person. It would have to be like made in some like
we can't do that yet, right?
artificial fetus or artificial like, uterus or something. I don't know.
That's not a thing yet, right? The only way we can clone is through impregnate, like using the same thing and impregnating something, right?
I'm sure it's
You're saying
probably
clone?
possible.
I'm pretty sure all clones they've made so far have been through some type of insemination with the same whatever
Maybe
the fuck it's called.
maybe clones, but they've been able to grow babies outside of
Yeah, it wouldn't be a
a male.
clone.
Like
Clones
they could.
inferring it's like identical DNA.
hmm
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like
They've created artificial wombs and things like that. Is that what you're asking about?
have they?
I'm pretty sure.
I think
Just
so.
Google her. Yeah.
Has it
I
worked? Has it
I
worked?
I think
Sure,
it's
I
a
don't see
question
why
of
not.
ethics. I don't think it's a technology issue. I think it's a question of like, you know, how religious people are, man. Like what? Why are we growing babies outside of women when women were given it's that type
I
of
mean,
stuff.
I understand that. I'm just saying, like, has it worked?
Yeah,
Has
they
someone
existed. Exist.
because they've only done it with animals, right?
No, humans. It's used
They've
to
done it with
save
humans.
like premature babies and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just this weird ethical boundary that halts the progression of shit
Being
like
inside
that.
like a person isn't like nothing like super special about it. They just get nutrients from the mother. As long as
Yeah.
they're in like that enclosed casing and getting their nutrients
hmm
and everything they need to survive, then they'll
Well,
grow.
the only reason I was saying that was because I was saying then they wouldn't be learning anything as a fetus.
That's what I'm
They'd only
saying.
be
To have a perfectly like
Perfect bubble.
perfect bubble, they'd have to be, while in like the fetal stages, they would have to be also in a vacuum of nothingness, which would only really be possible through something like an artificial womb or something like that.
They might be able to tell us what nothing is.
No, dude, because as soon as I say something,
well, I mean,
dude,
we know it's not nothing. It'd be their idea of nothing.
Yeah, it's weird. That would be really weird. Also, you wouldn't be able to communicate with them very well at all.
we just look at you.
Yeah, I don't even know if they would speak to you. They honestly might be so shocked by seeing another person in general. What do they just hear you? Do they get to see you?
No.
Like after they're awake, you mean? After they're grown up, like 30 years old?
Yeah.
Well, okay. When I originally said it, I said we would teach them. And I wasn't thinking 30 years. I was thinking like old
10.
enough to like, yeah, 10.
I mean, I'm saying 30 years just for like development of the
Got
body
got
and brain and stuff.
Brain, all that shit. That'd be interesting. I guess you would check. Oh no, you can't check in because as soon as you do the first one, it alters the second one automatically.
The only way to do
See,
it is just leave them there till they die, I guess. And you're just like,
yeah,
all right,
fuck.
that was a waste of time.
Okay, but then we have a room of two,
Mhm.
and they interact with each other. I wonder if they would kill each other first.
No,
No, why
You
would they?
don't think so?
they'd most likely bond or something and then form their own language.
Hopefully they bond. I wouldn't rule out them not killing each
No, no,
other.
no. This is what's funny. There's no reason for them to kill each other. There's nothing for them to fight over. They both get enough of food. There's no resources that they're limited on. People think like humans just like decide to kill each other or something. Oh no, all of their disputes are over resources and bullshit like that. If you
See,
put
no,
humans,
no, I get that, but I'm saying, so like, they, like, they would learn, they would make their own, they would find a way to communicate with each other, and like growing up, they would be, they're not. I don't think they would fight over resource, but they could
I
have
don't
fights with each other just in
don't think
general,
I
in
don't think
their conversation or whatever.
It'd have to be
Okay.
like years and years and years after they would first met.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I just wonder if it ever happened.
what language would they make?
I don't know. They'd make something to communicate with each other.
What would they talk about? The darkness that's all around them, and that just them
And
two
your
exist.
nipples feel weird.
I don't know what they would do, Tan. I'm just saying they would do it.
Why
No,
would
no,
they
no, I'm
do
saying,
it?
but like, think about it though. Like, how would they try to even talk to each other? Because most communication and language is based off the fact that, like for example, if we're both sitting in a cave, right, and I look at a tree, I go,
Ooh.
oh, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like we're both sitting in a completely pitch black room.
You don't even know the other
I mean,
person's there.
and then if they do make a sound
You don't even
randomly,
know. You're just like,
it's like,
fuck was
oh,
that?
oh,
Actually,
But
oh.
that's
you're not
for
even
us
going.
to,
You're not even going. What the fuck is that?
that's
You're just
for
like,
them to figure out and us to watch and learn.
well, when they're 30 and we turn the lights on,
Their eyes burn.
they're just gonna fucking go blind. Yeah, they're gonna be. Are they okay? Are they okay? Let's make something
What if
clear.
would their eyes adapt?
Your
No,
eyes
it
will
wouldn't.
degrade in complete darkness. Yeah.
Is this
Um,
so? But the time they're growing up, are they just like floating in a vacuum, or they just can they walk around?
They
My
can walk
idea is
around.
they're just floating and they're just
Oh,
getting
no, I'm thinking
fed.
they could
All
walk
their
around.
fucking muscles are gonna be atrophied, and they're probably
Okay,
gonna die.
you're-
They're probably just gonna
you're
die
racist.
as soon as we're
It
done.
was my idea, but you guys are fucking up these kids. I'll tell you what. I'm thinking they're walking around.
hey, you put
walking
them in a
around.
vacuum, all right?
Yeah, I put them in the vacuum, but I didn't put them in a fucking tube, dude.
But
In the vacuum.
if you want them absent of all sensory things, then they just have to be floating
Mm-hmm.
in like zero gravity. Not in zero gravity, then they have perception. I mean,
they'd have
technically, they would have
perception
perception of themselves if
They would only have
touch
perception
themselves.
of themselves, the walls. But they wouldn't hear or
Dude, what if
see
you're doing
anything
this
other than what
experiment?
the noises they make themselves.
What if you were just doing this experiment with like thousands and thousands of babies and shit, just watching them grow up and stuff? And you get one that just starts jerking it just nonstop. You're like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing, dude? He just nonstop. That's it. I don't know what I thought about it. It's funny as fuck. Everyone else is just floating there. 'Cause all they can do is touch themselves, right? Like, that's the only sensory that you can't stop is them touching themselves.
And then we start talking to them, and we're like, "So why'd you do that?" He's like,
They don't even know. They're
"Yeah,
just
boy."
like, you probably just blew their
I
eardrums
mean,
out.
they just look at us.
Just talking to them, dude.
Dude,
They got no eardrums.
It'd be even weirder if because we wouldn't be able to talk to them either. So like, we go in there, they see us, they're just fucking jerking it. Think they'd stop and when they see us, or they just feel like just stare at us now, like.
If it's
Yeah,
the
so
first
what?
noise they ever heard, they'd probably be like, what?
Yeah, what the
Noise.
fuck is that? I mean, they'd be confused, but like, with their
It would be
how ingrained would the jerking be into them at that point?
See what I
all or
think.
no, dude. Makes them feel a type of way, you know?
I think it'd be interesting to see a male and female in the vacuum because
I feel like
you feel like what? Because think about it,
I
like
don't trust. I don't trust that thing, dude.
why would any
I feel
desire
like something
for
would happen.
sex occur?
Well,
Really,
that comes down to like primal stuff.
I
Like
think it would happen. Yeah.
animals
I
have
think
primal instinct to mate and stuff and reproduce.
right,
But do
but
humans
that's
have that? I'm not sure because obviously we grew up a lot
but
differently.
true, but also like animals have that because they also know they need to reproduce, right? They have all these experiences of like, oh, we're dying off and oh,
Mm-hmm.
there's like this threat of survival. If you grew up in a vacuum with no idea of sex, like you can't even see your penis. You've just felt it before.
I
Um,
honestly think if we let them naturally grow, like, okay, obviously it's not
If you
natural,
kept
but like,
a guy and a girl
but
in a
if
room with
I
no
think they
outside
would,
communication, they would 100%.
yeah.
Over time, they eventually would.
they eventually would,
If they
but
weren't,
I
if it
want
wasn't all
to
dark and
know.
stuff, and they were just like in a room, they would 100%.
Oh, but no, it's all dark. It should be all dark. I'm curious because I'm pretty sure they would as well, but I'm curious as to what that looks like in general because their concept of it would be completely different. Like, is his goal only to reproduce? Does he decide that pleasure, like they're doing it for
I
pleasure?
feel like if it's
How does
dark and
pleasure
stuff, I feel
work
like
to
pleasure
them?
is the main thing. 'Cause they would eventually find out that like this thing feels good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
Would
that's
they
why I was
though?
going. That's why I mentioned the guy that's just constantly jerking it.
They're constantly
'Cause
jerking
all he
off.
can, he
Yeah.
has no perception but himself. So he's and then he randomly finds out that like, whoa, this weird thing is happening.
Shit, dude, we just have a bunch of fucking.
They're
They
just
just all be
jerking it, dude.
jerking, dude.
Yo,
So they just fuck forever.
what is that anime, Tyro? Neverland, the farm, the kid farm.
Okay,
You
dude.
can make your own
What
kid
is?
farm.
Oh no, dude, that's tragic.
Feed the aliens. Yep.
Yeah, I'm cocked.
The more I think about the jerkin thing, the more I feel like that would be very likely to happen. Like that's pretty high percentage, I think, of just some guy just
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that would be
jerking.
very. We'd have
Kind
to
of
give them.
monk a W though.
See, this experiment just wouldn't work. There's
This
just
experiment's
too many issues.
already gone out the window. There's no.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah, you
experiment's
can't do
for
this.
personal
Yeah, I
like.
mean, we never actually
Fuck what
do it.
happened. There's no scientific gain out of this. I
I
don't
mean,
think.
it's not something we'd actually ever do. It's not real.
You couldn't ever do it.
I mean, yeah, that's debatable.
You could not
Not in
successfully
this day
pull
and
it
age. You
off.
couldn't. We wouldn't
Why
have
not?
technology to do that.
Wait,
Well, I mean, yeah, it'd be very
technology
very
to
hard.
keep them in a dark room and feed them through a goddamn slot.
The technology to restrain the controls to the level that you would need them for this test to even be considered valid.
Yeah.
And then find 100 at least babies to do it with.
Challenge accepted. Guys, it's a joke. I never.
I'm gonna be forced
But
some dude like comes up with this experiment other somewhere else in the world. He
Oh
just starts
god,
fucking mass producing babies, like just mating with everyone. We have our experiments. He's the jerking baby,
he's
and he divvies out his semen to all the females across the land, and that's how you get the babies because they all spawn at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I divvied them out in 9 months. They're gonna spawn.
It was fun.
Spawn timer is 9 months. As long as he keeps jerking it every month, he can just. After like a whole year, it's every month. It'll just be more batches of babies.
dude. Like he'd be like 20 years old doing that, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I was the 20, 30, 40. Oh yeah, I was the jerk. They called me the jerking. Oh god, dude, no."
They call me Chafe King, bro.
And then they'd be like, dude, it'd be. Then they'd have a documentary, and instead of talking about stupid Tiger King, they'd be talking about the fucking jerking.
Talking about all bone Andy, dude.
Oh no, dude, we're gonna get demonetized.
Is that what happens with TOS or something? You get
No,
demonetized?
actually, YouTube lets some
YouTube's a lot
really
better.
raunchy shit on their stuff. I don't know.
Not like we're gonna be monetized anyway.
But this
Takes a while to get monetized.
Actually, we still get. I don't know.
You think like 1K subs to even monetize a video, or maybe even more than that.
Did we clock in our hours? That was about an hour. That was about 45 minutes.
45, exactly.
Yeah, see? I knew 45 to an hour. That's what I said. Clocked our time, dude.
Yeah, because I feel like the conversation's ended about that. Like now is when we get to a bonus section of just like random.
Well, this is the where we talk about our Patreon and our OnlyFans, and if you want to see the rest of it,
It's like a like just a bonus section, dude. Like just you go off the note of philosophical stuff, and then it slowly turns into a meme a little bit.
Yeah.
And you end it, and then you just get a random ass bonus question, like a bonus topic. There's nothing to do with anything.
You're right.
And you're just like, talk about that for 10 minutes. To wrap her up.
Dang it, dude. Before we started this 4 hours ago, we should have put out a tweet saying, "Hey, this is PTK," and then added like a random community and be like,
I think it's better just to do this live, honestly. And then just upload the VOD. They just have a recording of the Discord, that weird like channel thing where you see it almost looks like a call in full screen.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of it right now. That. Recording that. Lights up whenever we talk.
All right, for the bonus stuff, we'll do a scenario. Anyone got any scenarios?
Googling. 83 hypothetical questions, fun but nearly impossible to answer. Perfect.
Try me. I have no morals. That's a joke.
Okay.
Dude, people are gonna think I'm crazy.
They would be correct.
What the fuck?
Okay. This looks pretty good. Okay. You find a book and begin to read only to discover that it is your life. You get to the point that you are at now. Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come?
Okay. The smart me says, hell no, I wouldn't turn the page. But I know damn well
I'd read that shit to the end, dude. You know how we read manga, dude? We read that shit to the end.
I'd read it, dude. It'd be too late, dude. Once I figure it out, it's too fucking.
Dude, you read it all, and then you're like, eh.
I'm gonna be honest. I would probably read it all, because even though it says like you discovered it's the book of your life,
I would try to change shit.
I would try.
I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah.
I'm like, no, dude.
Nah,
Every week would be surprise. Like
unless it was Pog.
Surprise. But I'd be like, no way, this is gonna happen. It's like, oh, you're going to Japan that day, and I'm like, good try, dude.
Tell your friends, you guys don't have any idea what I'm doing in the next couple months. Holy shit, it's gonna be nuts. Then if it was something bad, I'd try to change it, obviously. But if it's like, what if it's sick? If all of a sudden you're like,
but it said you
$1 million.
couldn't change it. It says you couldn't change it, dude. I'd get to a point
where you couldn't change it.
Where like, just to spite it, I would try to kill myself, and it'd be insane if it.
In game, of course. I think
I would finish the book and then kill myself.
In game, of course.
You turn the page and.
Okay, if you get to choose between 50 years of being incredibly happy or live forever and be unhappy, what would you choose?
50 years of incredibly happy.
Live forever.
I think I would live forever.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. It sounds like normal existence, but forever.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get to any point. I don't think we're gonna progress as a race anywhere close to where I want it to be by the time I die.
But see, we're living normal existence right now, and it's not forever. So why would you not
Dude,
go for the other one
imagine
where you haven't been incredibly happy?
nuclear wars, right? You still live. There might be another immortal lady out there, you know, or you could be the jerk it guy. You could be
Yeah.
jerking it.
Okay, but
Plus, like,
listen,
what is
but
incredibly
listen, you're
happy?
still unhappy. You're still
Oh, that's
unhappy.
fine. I'm
You're
unhappy right now.
Yeah,
okay, but why would you? Okay, it
because
literally. Okay, no,
be,
no, listen. You're unhappy now,
uh,
and then you know that that you're gonna be unhappy forever. So why would you not just choose the 50 years of being happy?
it's not incredibly unhappy. It's just like
It's just
general
Well, it's not
unhappy.
fucking good.
Either
It's not
incredibly happy
good.
or just
It's not that
unhappy.
I'm sad. I'm just not
I'm not
happy.
depressed. Like I don't just want to
Y-
die every day, but
Yeah,
like live forever.
I'm just not super
Yeah,
happy.
but every day you're like, oh, this kind of sucks.
It doesn't mean I can't experience happiness. Like I can still see
What?
happiness.
Unhappy literally means you're just not happy
No,
forever.
it means I don't feel happy about things, but I
So
can
then you said, how can you
see
experience
because
happiness?
I can see people being happy. I don't have to be happy
Oh,
about.
that's what you mean by experiencing
Hmm.
happiness.
Yeah, so like
That's
you're
not
saying like,
okay.
oh,
Okay.
and what is being incredibly happy for 50 years? What? I just have a permanent fucking smile on my face, like I've been sucking dopamine.
No, it just means you're just happy, incredibly happy, dude. You might be living your you. It might not be a dope life, but it'd be a life that you were happy and proud of.
That's not
Because
true. It doesn't say that your life is to be proud of. It just says that you're happy.
no, if you're happy, then you're what do you call it?
If
You're
you're happy,
content. You're
smile.
content with the way you lived your life. You could be homeless,
I wish I was
but
incredibly happy. Like
if
you're
some
like
homeless
hog
people are happy
chopping.
with being homeless, they enjoy their life every day.
See, but
Hey,
that's what
I'll
I'm
take
saying.
that over being a big corporate guy and being unhappy.
You would take being homeless and happy every day
Yes,
for 50 years. You'd rather be 50 years homeless than.
dude. I'm not trying to live forever and being unhappy, dude. All right.
I just think it's interesting because it's not even saying like you get to live your best life. Like it just says that you're
No, your best life. I see. Like that's just perspective. Maybe I think I am enjoying no, for that to happen, I would be enjoying what I perceive to be my best life because my best life, I'm doing what I want. That's what incredibly happy means to me. If you're incredibly happy, you're content with what you're doing and how you lived it.
no, because happiness is a chemical process in the brain. So as long as you are happy inside of your brain, it doesn't matter. Like schizophrenics can feel happiness, but nothing in their life is going like what would have made them happy in their normal self in your normal current mind right
Yeah,
now.
but I didn't say I was schizophrenic.
No, but same with taking drugs. It's like you can induce happiness. All
Could be
this is saying is that
artificial.
yeah, it's not saying that you get to live a fulfilling life. It says that you just get to be happy during it. Those aren't the
And if
same.
you're happy during it,
Then
are
what?
you not content with it?
No, because I can feel
Then why
happy.
the fuck are you happy?
Because that's all it
Your
stipulates
brain.
is that you are happy. Your brain says that it's happy. I could watch my family get murdered in front of me and laugh about it if my brain says this is a happiness
Okay,
moment.
okay.
You get
So
what
if
I'm
you're
saying?
happy watching your family die, are you
That's
sad about it?
not no, you'd be happy about it. What do you mean? You'd
So
be
then fine,
happy.
I'll take my 50 years. What the fuck? I'm taking my 50 years.
All right.
Okay, as long as you're taking it with that in mind. That's all I wanted to
I'm
make sure.
taking that within mind. I could never be sad. I don't
You
care.
wouldn't ever feel sadness. You would
I
just
don't care.
always
Yep.
feel happy
It's in the
no matter
bag,
what.
dude. I'm proud. I'm happy with that. You guys can call me fucked up all you want, dude. I'm
All right.
selfish.
No, I don't think you're fucked up. I just have
I
a
do.
observer I just have an observer mind where like I get to see what happens, you know? I get to live forever, so like I could answer all the questions. And
Be so
that would bring
cool.
me yeah, you know? I wouldn't have to feel happy about it. I don't need to feel happy
Dude,
about it.
imagine you could just sleep.
Oh
You
my
sleep for
gosh.
like a day, 2 days.
and nothing's wasted.
You're
No
just
time would
chilling.
ever feel wasted. I would never feel like I'm wasting time, and honestly, that's enough for me.
Dude, you could literally be the master of everything, so you could always have money.
Oh, so sick. And I get it. You're like, yeah, but you'll never be happy. And it's like, okay.
Well, I also want to die.
It doesn't say you can't kill yourself, though.
It's
True,
implied.
it doesn't say immortal. It just says you can live forever.
Yeah.
Alright. Approaching the end. We have 5 minutes left. Let's look for one more quickie. Give me a number between 1 and 100.
7.
Okay, I'm gonna
77.
go to the next 7 I see. 77? Okay. Okay. Would you rather one of your dreams came true or 2 of your best friends' dreams came true?
2 of my best friends' dreams. Because I'm in those dreams anyway. I fucking
That's what
better
I'm
be,
thinking
bitch.
too. Like, 2 of my best friends' dreams came true.
Okay, I don't have dreams. I have nightmares. That's it.
I think
I'm not
I
even
think
sure.
having, because they're your best. It's already saying they're your best friends, so you're already close
Yeah.
to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if their dreams come true, it's like, yeah, that's net positive. That's times 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's an
see what
extra
you're
dream.
saying, but my dreams have never just been like.
Well, it's not your
Like-
dreams; it's your friends' dreams.
Okay, but I'm like your guys' best friend, so
Are you thinking like dreams like you go to sleep, or like dreams like what people are
wait,
striving?
what is the dreams?
You're like
Okay.
your dream, like I want to be a freaking trillionaire. Look, now we all have money, dog.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
I'm
We still got
thinking-
another
I'm
dream.
thinking
Tyrell's thinking
dreams,
dreams.
We still got Tyen's dream. He could. I don't even know, but shit. Okay,
If it's that dreams, definitely my best friend.
Tyen wants
Yeah.
all of his friends to be immortal.
I better be involved.
Okay, wait.
And then
Tyen
Now
wants
I
all
see
of his
what you're
friends to
saying.
be immortal, and I want $18 trillion. There you go, Tyrell. You're chilling. Well, wait, no,
Yeah,
you're
I'm chilling.
Tyrell wants all of his Tyen wants all of his friends to be immortal except for Tyrell. He can decide to not live whenever he wants. And then I want $1 trillion. There we go. Now we're happy. We can all live for however long we want, and we have unlimited money.
And they say money doesn't solve problems. Fucking idiots.
Okay, I think that's bull. I think money does solve a lot. People always say money doesn't
Dude,
solve problems or bring
yeah.
happiness, but I
This is a
mean,
conversation.
money.
Money does not bring happiness. This is the easiest
But
way
it
that I
fucking
think about
helps.
it. Yes, because think about it like this, right? Our society being so heavily capitalistic, you cannot survive in it not very well, not
Without
very
money.
comfortably without money. Everything requires money. Food, fucking housing, literally everything. So, if money is a requirement, it's an automatic stressor on the brain to attain it. So, if you have all of the money, that stress is gone. Not having to worry about the fact that you need money for something is crazy. The freedom that it now allows you, time, energy, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And that's where people get unhappy because they make their focus money, they gain
They
all of
lose
this
all their
money.
social stuff.
Yeah, they
Friends,
lose the
family.
connections that they needed to gain the money. Now they have the
Mhm.
money. Now they have time, but no
But
friends.
if I just had the money, like, boom, just right now, just had the
See-
money, I'm chilling,
easy.
big chilling.
All I'm saying is, people say that money. Okay, money might not bring everyone happiness. It would bring me.
It'd bring me happiness. That's for
It'd
damn
bring
sure.
me happiness.
You just give me
Get the fuck out
some
of my
money?
goddamn face, man.
But then that's the next step. It's like money doesn't bring happiness, but it sure
The stuff
hell
I can
lot
get with
easier.
money
Well,
brings
no,
me
it
happiness.
makes it easier for you to be happy if you don't have
Mhm.
to worry about money. Like now you can just worry about being happy instead of me trying to decide, do I want to be happy today or do I want money today? Like that's
Not
ridiculous.
having to wake up and go to work It's
Yeah.
Dude, I'm already
huge.
smiling, dude. I'm sleeping all day,
Dude,
playing
me too.
games. Dude.
You just get like a free like 40 hours a week. More than that because waking up and stuff. Crazy.
People are like, I can already see people be like, how's that a life?
But then you would get bored, but you got all the money, so you could go do whatever the fuck you
What
wanted.
the fuck? If I got bored, I would just give other people that I want to hang out with me money so that I wouldn't be bored anymore.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Brandon. Forget about that degree, dude. Forget about it. Hey, let's just hang out all day, dude, like we used to.
It's fine, dude. Just give me a few mil, dude. I'll live with you. I'll be your boyfriend.
Hey, I'll take it, dude. Hey, you can't buy your friends? Hey, yeah, you can.
It's looking like the end. Any closing
Dude,
thoughts?
dude, you said that's the end?
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Hey, that's the title. Corrosive and Stuffum's boyfriend? Question mark. Dude, dude, they're so good. That those titles are so good, but I hate them because you're waiting the whole time for it to happen, and then it's at the end. It's something.
The last 5 seconds. Like if we just
It's
end
so
it
good.
saying something random, like all three of us are gonna go make out in the bathroom tonight. We made out in the bathroom tonight. Like what?
I'm telling you, that's the that's the title of the podcast.
Any closing statements before I stop it?
Nah. Hey, check us out next week at the same time.
Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Corrosive. Stuffums with the pink. It's TL Gemini. I always forget your name.
Tie-in.
Well, no, like I always forget your gamer name.
Oh,
I'm like,
gamer
oh
name.
yeah, I was just gonna say Ty.
I probably should just change
Hey,
it.
always change it. You need just one name, dude.
You need one name, dude.
One name, dude.
Fine.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right, bye.